My story is one that has taken me a lot to get to tell people. I grew up in a household where my dad was an alcoholic. He would beat my mom almost every night. And then when I turned about 3, my father left us homeless. He sold our house, sold our car, left us with nothing except for the clothes on our back. He left us on the streets with nothing. I would think to myself, back on this moment for the rest of my life, why? Later on in life, I had a lot of people ask me, do you believe in God? And I would tell them no. Because I believed that if there was a God, he wouldn't have let that happen to me. About 7th and 8th grade, I started hanging out with the wrong crowds. I would start smoking a lot of weed to try and fill that void. Partying, drinking, anything you could think of, I was doing it. I was filled with nothing but emptiness because I thought I wasn't loved by anyone. My mom was never around because she was working 2 or 3 jobs. My grandma and grandpa would take care of me. I would sit up late at night wondering, why am I still here? I tried to commit suicide multiple times. I didn't believe that there was a reason to go on anymore. At the end of 8th grade, I had gone into trouble with the law. I had ended up getting thrown in the back of a cop car and threatened to get sent to 3 years of prison, or juvie. My mom showed up luckily, and they let me go with her. I was sent to my dad's later on. When I got to my dad's, I realized that my stepbrothers and sisters were looking up to me. One of them in particular, his name is Christopher. So the day that I got to my dad's, I felt like crap because I'd been putting myself and my family through this for so long. I had walked up to my little brother and just told him sorry, which he had no idea why. After a couple weeks of going to school in Bakersfield, I joined the track team. I ended up making it to state. The night before my state competition, I couldn't sleep, and I knew it was because there was a burden on my shoulder. So I went to go talk to my little brother, who I know, who had been looking up to me for so long. I pulled him outside, sat on the roof and talked to him. I told him everything that I'd done, all the wrongs, and he just looked at me and cried. He didn't cry because of what I did, but he cried because he knew that I was a lot stronger than what I was actually putting out to be. I just hugged him and cried for about 2 hours, thinking about everything I had done. I ended up placing 3rd in long jump and 4th in the relay race for the 400. My little brother made it to state for the elementary schoolers, and he ended up placing 1st in the relay. After that, my life started peaking, and I was feeling a lot better again. I came back to Fresno. I started going to Bullard. But then when I got back here, things just got worse. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd again. I joined football. I was injured a lot, so I went back to smoking weed again, because I knew that that would always help when I was feeling down. Then I met this girl, who I thought was the love of my life. We dated for about 2.5 years, and it was nothing but problems. During my sophomore year, at the end of the year during summer, I tried taking my life again. I realized that no matter how hard I tried, I would never be good enough for anyone. Until I met this girl who told me otherwise. She would talk to me and call me almost every night, making sure that I was okay, making sure that she knew that nothing was going on and nothing was wrong. I was in Bakersfield at the time, and I was working with my dad. She would talk to me, and talk to me, and talk to me, no matter what, even if I'd get on her nerves. Finally, after a couple months of talking, she invited me to an event here at the bridge on October 28th called The Walking Dead. I decided to come. When I showed up, I stayed through the whole thing, and at the end, Pastor Hayden said, if anybody feels like they need to reconnect with God or get closer to Him, please stand up. My body was trembling, and I was shaking, and I couldn't help but feel like crying. But a voice told me that I needed to stand up. So I stood up, and all of a sudden these tears just started flowing. My heart was beating faster than it's ever beat before. I couldn't breathe. Hayden then said, please go to the back and write your name on a piece of paper and take a Bible. Ever since then, I've been coming here. I haven't gone to any big events or anything. I've just come to church in the morning and this. And yet, in April, on Easter, I decided to give my life to God. I got baptized, and ever since then, everything has just been so much better. I no longer feel that pain. I feel so much happier. Life is just getting so much better. And I know a lot of people think that it's so hard to keep going after you've been put through so much pain, even if you've already given your life to God. Just remember that it's always good to not just talk, but to listen to what He has to say.